In a peaceful village nestled among hills, there lived a young man named Ethan. He was thoughtful, compassionate, and dreamed of achieving great things. But he had one notable flaw. Ethan often leaned on others to make choices for him. Whether it was decisions about school, career plans, or personal matters, he constantly turned to friends, family, or mentors for direction, trusting them to lead him through every situation. Ethan's father, Mr. Caldwell, a man of experience and wisdom, noticed this pattern and began to feel uneasy. One quiet evening, as the two sat on their porch watching the sun set, his father spoke. "Ethan, I want you to come with me tomorrow morning. There's something I'd like you to see." Ethan, curious but unsure, simply nodded in agreement. The following morning, Mr. Caldwell led his son into a lush forest just outside the village. As they journeyed further beneath the canopy of trees, he stopped and pointed to a young sapling. "Ethan," he said, "how does this tree grow tall and sturdy?" Ethan paused to think before replying. "It gets nutrients from the soil and sunlight from the sky." His father smiled gently and said, "That's true. But imagine if this tree relied on another tree to grow. What do you think would happen?" Ethan looked puzzled, unsure of how to respond. Mr. Caldwell continued, "If a tree leans on another instead of standing firm on its own, it never becomes strong. And if that other tree falls, so will it." Ethan listened intently, his mind beginning to process the lesson. They continued walking until they reached a quiet old well surrounded by moss-covered stones. His father picked up a pebble, dropped it into the well, and asked, "Did you hear that sound?" Ethan replied, "Yes, I heard it hit the water." "Now imagine," his father said, "if that pebble refused to drop, waiting for another pebble to fall first. Would it ever reach the water?" Ethan shook his head. "No, it wouldn't." His father nodded with a knowing look. "That's exactly what I want you to understand. You're like that pebble, waiting for others to act first. You keep hoping someone else will decide your future. But life doesn't work that way. If you depend on others constantly, you'll never reach your destination." Ethan stood silently, deeply reflecting on his father's words. He realized how often he had delayed important steps, waiting for reassurance, approval, or direction from others. He remembered the chances he had let slip by because he feared making decisions on his own. From that moment forward, Ethan vowed to change. He began making choices independently, even for the smallest matters. He stopped relying on a push from others and took charge of his actions. At first it was difficult. He stumbled, made poor choices, and sometimes doubted himself. But with every decision he grew stronger and more assured. Years later, Ethan built a successful business from the ground up. People in his village looked up to him for his perseverance and self-belief. One afternoon, a young boy approached him and asked, "Sir, what's the secret behind your success?" Ethan smiled warmly and answered, "The day I stopped relying on others and started leading my own life, everything changed. If you let others make every decision for you, you'll stay stuck. Growth and success come when you take full responsibility for your actions. If you truly want to change your life, stop waiting. Take the first step today. If the story makes you think, helps you, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, and share. I will be back with more interesting and exciting stories in life. Thank you for watching.